have to be a little strict, right? We're going to put people in the waiting room.
I think so, Doc. We should.
Yeah.
We're coming off
So,
convention.
Sean, could you create a waiting room for people that need time to figure out how to get on camera?
No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah. No,
There's no point in coming to straight talk to be off camera, then you are not ready to talk.
Hopefully
you don't have to miss. Some of you feel like you're going to miss something. You're not going to miss anything. If you don't come here to pay attention, then you don't have to miss anything. There's no regular training, so don't worry about it. If you can't be on, it's perfectly cool. If I have 10 people that are listening, I'd rather do that than have 200 people that are not listening. We're good. So you cannot be on, it's perfectly cool. We're going to put you in a waiting room. When you decide to turn on your camera, then we'll talk. Are we good so far? I know excuses, by the way. Don't try to give me any excuse because I'm not going to take it since I'm not going to give you any either.
We're naming that room No Camera Room, Doc.
Yeah. Okay. We good?
Okay, we're good. Hold on 1 second. I think Sean's getting. Here we go.
Yeah. For real though, if you are not willing to be on camera, that's perfectly fine. We're going to put it in the room. If you choose to turn your camera, then I don't know how you're going to tell them for sure. No worry about that. You're on, but it's so good.
There we go. Sorry, Doc. We can start. I can hear everything. I'm having camera. I might be putting that no camera room myself. I'm having camera issues. There we go. All right, we're good. So yeah, no, I agree. So Doc, we're coming back off convention. I think it's time to turn this thing up. It's time to get everyone squared away, get everyone focused. But oh man, my camera went out again. But let's get this thing started, Doc. I'm ready.
You want to make sure that that Sean has been able to put all the people that have come. I should see them here. So I'm not talking.
Doc, I'm about to get on my phone. So
yeah.
My internet here is goofy. Yeah, we get started. I think what we should do, Doc, is I know we spoke earlier, and we were talking earlier this morning. Who was on this morning? That's kind of my first question. I think one of the best things you could do coming out of a big event is just diving into the different activities and events and everything that we're doing. And I think that's critical. So if you're on this morning, you kind of you understood the accountability aspect that we were talking about, and I know we want to kind of carry that conversation into tonight, Doc. So give me a second. Let me just log in here.
Sean, could you put, because what's going to happen is that people are going to keep coming in, okay? So could you put the people that are on camera in a different room instead?
Yes, Doc, working on it.
Yeah. That way we can go into a different room. Then we'll operate from there. So Sean, we have 2 rooms. Which one are we supposed to use?
You're muted.
I'll move everyone into a breakout room that's not on camera.
What I'm saying is people are going to be coming in. So you want the main room to be the one that...
Give me a sec. I'll close all rooms and I'll move everybody in, and then I'll move people out of the room that aren't on camera.
Correct. So, yeah. The primary room should not be the main room because people are going to keep coming on. That's my point. So move people to the other room that have to be on camera before you take them down. Just tell them I'll be able to move some people there for sure. You guys can make it easy and everybody turns on their camera. But some of you are going to make it hard, so we're going to take some time to fix it.
We'll get it right, Doc.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. There's everybody. Go ahead, while we're doing that, if everyone could do me a favor, text your teammates, get them on, remind them. A lot of times, what I've realized is a lot of times people need reminders, constant reminders, right? So otherwise, what they do is they start making excuses. And here's the thing, for them to win, they're going to blame you why they're not winning. And then the one thing they always say is, oh, how come you didn't remind me? I'm guilty of it to myself. So I think knowing that that's human nature, then what we need to do is we need to be proactive and reach out to everyone. So shoot everyone a text right now while we wait and while Sean takes care of that. And then that way we could, your business partners, it might be one thing that's said that just the light bulb goes off and all of a sudden they become a rock star, right? So never take away that opportunity from somebody else. Dr. Nkechi, I see your hand up.
Okay, good evening, Honorable Zach, and good evening, Dr. Quinte. Thank you again.
Dr. Nkechi, hang out 10 seconds for me so we can get everybody in the room.
You sure?
You can ask. Room's open.
So just FYI, if you're here and you're not on camera, we take it out. We're going to take it out meeting all together. So we can know if somebody we good.
I think we're all good, Doc.
I'm on WhatsApp. I'm gonna make room have this.
I'm not sure where we are.
I'm gonna slide people over from here, Doc.
Okay. You can start, but yeah, anybody that's come up, we're slightly out into the other room.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. Again, good evening, Honorable Zach and Dr. Quinte. I just have a straightforward question, something that I heard and want to find out if that is true, and if so, when is it going to be implemented? I heard that platform fee and E&O will be phased out.
Well, where'd you hear that?
Oh my God. The leadership meeting on my side.
Oh.
You have heard it?
I haven't heard that, but not saying I might be. I just might not have heard it. But I haven't heard anything like that. The one thing with E&O's, guys, is like everyone has a professional license, right? So just like anyone with a professional license, you have to have E&O's. So unless there's like a major change with the way that works across the board, from nursing to being selling P&C insurance to everything, then I haven't really heard of that. I don't know. Doc, have you heard of that?
Yes, why is that important? If they do it or not?
Because I have some people that are about to drop off because of that. I'm sick and tired of paying this. I'm not putting in that much of policies. So then I heard it. And I shared it with them, and they said, you know what? I just want to reactivate and catch up on all I have and blah, blah, blah. So that's why.
So let me get this straight. So why would anybody join the business just not to make money, just to be on the platform?
I know.
So want to jump because they have to pay platform fee. That's the way to force to make money. Why would you want to be on here just to be on the platform to not be making money?
Good question.
So what did you tell them? You have to do that. They tell you that they don't want to pay platform fee.
Confirm it.
No, but I'm asking that not about confirming or not. I'm asking that what's the point of being on the platform and not making money?
They're saying that they're going to put more effort in to
if they don't pay platform fee.
No, not easy. They actually, this part, one particular individual had actually renewed before I heard this. And he said, you know what, I'm going to put additional effort in to see if I can get people in and put more work in.
What's the platform fee, by the way, that we're talking about?
It's 15 a month.
That's why they're going to quit the business.
No, actually is the reason.
Yeah, no, it's $500 a year.
Yeah, but then it's necessary. We have to have it. So, but I just want to confirm what I heard.
I'm not understanding how they operate out here. No, it doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think they can do that, Doc.
If they said they could, I would say no, I'll still pay.
Yeah. We sell insurance, guys. You gotta have insurance.
Yeah, cover yourself.
Yeah. So those kinds of things when people say that, I'm just asking you, I'm going to question them. If you are here not to make money, then just get out anyway. What's the point of being on the platform? They say $15 you want to pay, but you don't want to make money, then why are you on? So I'm thinking of checking if it's true. You should tell them you'll be making money. That's what I'm telling you. Straight talk. So I'm telling you straight up.
Yes. I appreciate it.
It's a write-off anyway, right? I mean, if they're worth about $15 and $50 a month, then yeah, they probably need to get a part-time job somewhere. So I would agree. So save yourself time. Just tell them, you know, hey, I've done that before, Doc. I know you have too. Like some people that just weren't going to work here, they don't want to work. And by the way, those are the ones that give you the most headaches. All right, and you start to really value your time. You know, and you're like, you know what, I get paid way too much to deal with this stuff. So I've told people like, hey, I recommend you go get a job because you're probably not going to do it here. So I don't want to be the excuse as far as why your wife is mad at you, dude. Or mad at me. I don't want your wife mad at me or mad at you, but I know you're going to blame me. So why don't you just go ahead and get a job because it ain't going to work out. You guys get it?
Thank you so much. Got it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Welcome. You guys do this straight talk. So you have questions, you're going to ask. If you don't have questions, you probably shouldn't be here either. Because you come to hear gossip. If you don't have questions, then you get to see hear gossip maybe. And there's no gossip that's going to be going on today. We're just going to answer people's questions honestly and straightforwardly.
Doc, can I do a disclaimer first though? Before we start? All right. So please, guys, don't ask questions that you already know the answer to. Does that make sense? Because the answer is still the answer, even if you don't like the answer sometimes. Like, do you have to go out there and talk to people? The answer is yes. There's no other answer that I can give you. That, you know, you might be trying to hear a different answer, but there's not going to be one. So, is that fair? All right. Just so we're on the same page. Okay. So, Dr. Keck, you kicked us off tonight. Who's next? Anyone else have a question? I have a question for you guys. When it comes to leverage and it comes to this platform and, you know, really utilizing it, you know, for example, we all went to Vegas and, you know, Doc, we were talking earlier about this, like you think about, especially in the Zoom era, I don't see as many people leveraging the things that will help grow your business in a lot of ways, right? So like missing stuff like this tonight, missing the convention. We're rolling out the in-person regional workshops or regional in-person trainings. And some people are going to find an excuse to miss that too, right? So, you know, that culture of kind of committing to something, right? That part, where are you guys at with that, right? Because if you got to be committed to something, right? Whether you're committed to comfort, that's cool, but you might, you know, you got to commit to something. And where are you guys at with understanding the leverage aspect of what's going on and how to really operate this business? Because, you know, Doc and I, you know, there's a platform now that you can leverage, and all you have to do is get your people here. But I don't know, maybe we don't we're explaining it the wrong way, or I don't know. So I just want to get clarity on that. If we need to clear anything up in that along those lines. So I guess the question is then, you're like, Zach, what's the question? The question is, are you understanding how to utilize leverage when it comes to everything that we're rolling out? Everybody? Anybody? All right.
No, I'm on my phone, so I can't see everybody at once. So I apologize. If you're shaking your head yes, then cool. But I'm scrolling through the pages, and you guys are just staring at me. I know. I was dressed up last Monday. And I know. I get it. You're shocked that I look like this right now. I understand. All right.
That is not the reality. And I kind of like in space of between Friday and Saturday, I already got 3 persons that I'll be scheduling them for meeting to meet with my assembly. So it's just an attitude of talking to people, giving them curiosity questions, or asking them in a kind of way. You won't want to go straight like life insurance or because people will usually have lots of questions to ask. So I coming out from the conference, I've kind of started learning how to be friendly to ask and just it's not that I'm not friendly to ask before, but there is a way for the parties that came out from the conference, there's a way I throw out the question out there. And they kind of, hey, we've been running from it. Like one of them said, my husband is the one that does life insurance. He wants a book to read about life insurance. I say, hey, there are books, but if you want to really get the full explanation, someone has to be there to explain everything to you, point and blank. So I will be scheduling with my SMD to get that done. So that to me is an improvement using the leverage system. And I really encourage everybody to use it because I see the advantages of when you talk to people, don't be shy. I was kind of getting back, especially I would say my people, the Nigerians, because I'm from Nigeria, my people who are very educated, trying to talk to them, they always like hit back on me, hey, we already know what you have. But most of them, yes, they want it, but they are scared of the money. I keep telling them the money is not a thing. Let's get your yes, sir.
Well, I don't want to be about the bush. I want you to be to the point so we can get more people in, okay? So you want to get your point, just make it quick and then let's get some more people in, please.
So the point is, let's make use of this leverage system. It works.
Yeah,
like
100%. I agree, David. Doc, one of the things that you did remind me as you're talking, one of the things that we talked about, because what I see most people lack is you lack momentum, but momentum is created. And momentum, like the way we used to say this, you write this down, momentum starts with you, right? You think it starts with an M, but no, it starts with you. So the reality is, once you learn the fundamentals, the stuff that we teach on the platform, you know how to line up activity, then you know how to go out there and create momentum at any point, right? Anytime. So if you need to make 20,000 next month, well, just go back to the basics and create the momentum. You see what I mean? So that's something that I know we haven't talked about in a while, like that stuff in a while, Doc. But like, you know, I know for a fact if I'm on a run or something, I'm trying to get to my next milestone, I'm not just gonna wait till someone like sees me and reaches their hand out to help me. I'm gonna go create some activity. You see that? I'm just gonna go generate it. And then through that, I don't even have to be good right now, but I know, like Doc does the 6 steps of faith, like I know if I just do the action and the activity, it's gonna work out. Worst case scenario, I'll get better. All succeed. You guys are creative.
Hey, Mama.
Are you alone there?
Turn on investment.
Huh?
Are you alone in the straight talk? I was there and I left.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, because you didn't share your screen.
I know we have all
Are
kinds
you
of
on
systems
camera?
in place.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of training in
I
place.
was on straight
But
talk and I
what
left because
would
I
you
wanted to listen to
suggest? And
the
I've seen
president
some
talk.
things, but I'm not quite sure on it.
So
For
I
a
think Maureen
new
is also here.
agent
I'm
who has
recording on my
come in
phone,
with
so I can share.
license, that have written
Okay.
policies
Yeah.
in other places,
Sure,
and they're
thank
here
you.
now.
Okay.
What kind of training would you recommend that we start
them off with as far as onboarding. You know, because if they come in and they've written policies that they're feeling like they may know a little bit more. So what do you have? What do we have in place that we should start training them with?
That's because how many of you have written a policy before? How many of you have written a policy before? Okay. How many of you have challenged making money here still? So what's the fundamental thing that stops you making more money here? Even though you've written a policy before?
Activity.
Activity. So it doesn't matter where you're coming from, it's the exact same thing, it does not change. If you don't sit with someone, there'll be nothing to write a business on. So the fundamentals never change, the exact same thing, regardless of where they're standing. As an SME, I still have to do activity. It doesn't matter if I do it to the team or personal. For you, as a licensed agent, you have to have activity to make money, whether through your team or yourself, but there's no difference. It's the exact same thing regardless. And it starts with activity generation. Now, if that the general activity, do they know how to leverage to make sure that somebody can close on their behalf? Number 3, do they know someone that can actually close? And number 4, can they set up the client correctly? Those fundamentals don't change. They're the exact same thing all the time regardless. And you go round and round the same thing over and over. That's it. How do we make what we do look so difficult? Do you guys know what we really do, right? The way I explain, we help. You may want to write this down. Because people ask what you do. If you don't understand to say what you do, you're going to struggle. What do? We help put people in a better financial situation. Is that true? Is that true? I like to have multiple choice questions, right? We help people in a better financial situation. That's what we do. We do that in 2 ways. The first way is we have to upgrade their current financial portfolio. Yeah, that's number 1. So if they have up and down money growing, you can index it. If they have no protection, you can put protection in place, right? They have no living. You guys get what I'm saying? So we have to upgrade their current portfolio. That's number 1. Number 2, for some people, they need to make more money. How do we show them how to make more money? We recruit them, get them licensed, then we show them how to go upgrade other people's portfolios. That's it. That's all we do in my view. So it's not hard if you understand it. Right, but the question is, how do you keep getting more people to help? You have to go get the list, know how to approach and contact like that. You have to prospect. Are we good? It's that simple. You have to do it over and over and over again. That's it. And if you get enough people to do it, then you have leverage as well. Are we cool? It's not hard. Don't make this look like it's something difficult. It's not. It's really the easiest thing that any one of us could do. But if you don't understand how to explain it correctly or simply, then it looks convoluted and complicated. It's not at all. Is there anything you want to add to that? Because I don't care the level. You still have to do the exact same thing over and over and over again.
Absolutely. I would say if you run the system will run your business. So it doesn't matter how much experience they've had somewhere else, they still have to learn our system because the system is going to help run their business. You get it? So if I have someone that has experience, I'm really going to start them from scratch, from the beginning. Why? Because they might know how to write a sale, but they don't know how to build. Like have they ever taken someone brand new? Now they have a new agent on their team. Have they ever taken someone through the entire system on their own? No, because that's probably not where they came from. You see that? So I'm starting from scratch, and then what I'll say to you, Amanda, will be like, hey, Amanda, here's the thing. I know you probably had some success where you were previously, and that's totally fine, and that's going to come into play. But I want to show you how to really build this thing from it. So we have to start from the very beginning, so that way we don't skip steps. Because if we skip steps with you, then you're going to skip steps with other people behind you, and then this thing's going to get messed up. And they understand that. Yeah, don't.
This is straight talk. I normally don't like people that are licensed already on my team.
I don't want them.
You guys know why? Because if I bring you in and I cannot show you how to get licensed, how are you going to get the next person licensed?
Yeah, they're already corrupted, Doc.
Yeah. You guys understand? Like, seriously, I like to take a brand new person and train them how to get licensed because I need every new recruit to be licensed. If I start recruiting licensed people, guess what? They're going to start looking for whom? For licensed people.
because they don't know how to license someone. You guys get it? So it kind of looks like it's cool. But for me, if I want to build a business, I don't want to start with license, but I want to start with that fresh, so I teach them everything right from the start. It's almost harder to erase what they learned already than to start from scratch. I'd rather start. So why, even on this platform when we're training, I'd rather take brand new people and start training them than to try to take over and try to retrain them. Yeah, personally, I'd rather take brand new people and train them something new than take people that have been here for a long time and try to retrain them. It's more difficult to do that. They're constantly trying to fight us. Yeah. Are we good? Awesome. The Queen. Queen of WFG. I know we have so many things. Thank you, my honorable mentors, the chair and the field chair, Dr. Kwende, and my honorable Dr. Zach Rance. I think each year I've been to this convention. I don't know which one I'll say is the best. Leveraging. One of mine that was supposed to be. Guess what? It was E&O that set them running. But when I pushed this convention like crazy, at least out of three, I got two. One chickened out the last night. Leveraging, I haven't been using it very well. But lately, I've used Saturday BPM by Dr. Kwende, and I have seen the difference. Just a week ago, when I brought someone and I had Dr. Kwende speaking, and then later on I had Dr. Zach, guess what? Under 24 hours, I matched him because it's like, I think he's a higher level person that I couldn't convince because he's from my Igbo land, and I know I couldn't speak to him about what we do. When I leveraged you with Dr. Zach, guess what? I came into the convention. The good news I had from Dr. Zach when I walked in was, I got your guy recruited. In fact, I was in cloud 9. If he hadn't come into that Saturday, and I've been having a lot of people coming into Saturday, since it's been difficult to speak to our people and get them to know what we do. Everywhere we go now, I'm trying to bring this business into African, Igbo, Nigeria, Yoruba business platform. And that's why this last guy, Dr. Kwende, Dr. Zach, Honorable Dr. Zach recruited. I am so glad. I don't think without the Saturday BPM, I don't think without putting him and Honorable Dr. Zach together, I would have gotten him. And I know sky is my limit. And I know that my other team members that have dropped out, they're beginning to. After seeing what happened on Monday night, guess what? She's ready to work. We're ready to roll it. Thank you so much. I cannot express what I have been feeling the last few days since I came back. As much as I wasn't able to go into the general Monday night, I was happy that I went Tuesday night. I was happy I went to Monday night. And I was so fulfilled. So I get emotional when I talk about this business. Just to show you how you cannot drop off. They're not because of E&O. Now they're coming back because of leveraging, convention, and E&O is no longer a problem. Guess what? If they cannot pay the full amount, I have to pay you 125 every quarter. Every quarter, 125, you divide it into 4. It's a little chicken fee. So explain to your people how E&O works. They're all left. I won't be paying. No, we can pay. So I do appreciate everyone that has really done well and has put us on the pedestal with this platform. We are not using it. Me, myself, I know I'm not using it very well. But if we use it both to train people and bring people in, guess what? The sky will be our limit. And I'm promising myself that in the next 6 months, I know I'm not relenting. I must use Saturday BPM.
every Saturday, whether it's one person, 10 people, or and because I've been watching one of my other member, Pasha Baganda. I have watched her and I have seen how she has walked from where she started. I came before her, moving this leveraging and doing what she's doing has really made me excited. I checked her, I listened to her at the Monday night party. I was just shedding tears because I know when she started with Nana and Celine and Francisco. Let me tell you, we cannot stop. We must use leveraging. Yes, Igbo women, Nigerian men, they will not listen to insurance. Ghana, Cameroon, insurance. But listen, tell it the way it is said. The reason why we help people,
Appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate you, Queen.
I get emotional. I'm really
270,000.
And I appreciate your emotions.
Ah,
That's cool. I wish everyone was fired up like you.
270,000 Ghana cedis.
Awesome. Okay. You guys keep it tight, right? So we can talk to more people. But I hear, you know, there's so many things you have to leverage on this platform just in general. Okay. I'll name some of them to you. You can leverage the platform. That's number one. You can leverage the convention. That's number two. You can leverage leadership. Number three. You can leverage the regional training that we're doing. You can leverage the BPM on Saturday. You can leverage your base shop. You can leverage your team. Like in business, the most important word is leverage. You have to master how to leverage everything you want to win in business.
27,000.
Cool. Very, very important to remember that everything is about leverage. Otherwise, you don't own the business if you don't know how to leverage. So everything they put in front of you for leveraging, you have to take advantage of it. That's kind of how you have to think about everything we do. It's to help you leverage, but if you don't understand it, you're going to think like someone needs to convince you to show up to the convention. If WWE is going to spend $10 million, for example, to run a convention, you don't need to be there. And if you're going to be there, how many people do you want to be on your own team?
Dr. Kwende.
A few, a lot.
The ranch.
A lot. If someone has a question right now, would you rather answer yourself or bring them here so we can answer them for you?
Toyota Corolla.
You guys get the picture? So leverage is everywhere. All the time if you're in business. You have to understand it and take full advantage of it.
I think even leveraging under leadership, if you're going to do an event and you don't have to be the one setting it up, I'm not saying you don't eventually help with that part, but if they're going to do it, then leverage it. Like, you know how much work goes into setting these things up? Leverage it. You know, good. But I don't see that often either nowadays, Doc. Like, partnering up with other leaders. Hey, we're about to do this. Guys, like, that's leverage. Because, you know, when you're trying to build a team, bringing them into a bigger environment is everything, right? They have to be exposed to something beyond just you. And it sells them a bigger drink. So if you're not leveraging each other or what's being provided, like, you know, we're missing the point.
Can you check the food for me and stir it up? I forgot. On the stove.
Oh man, we say this before Rebecca starts. I walked in, she invited her breakout.
You turn it off?
Expecting what I saw. We walk in, there's like 200 people packed into the house. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But it was good seeing you.
Our SC, thank you so much, Dr. Kwende. So such a pleasure having you in our event. Thank you very much. I know it was so last minute. And you came with all the energy, and just seeing you there was in the mix a whole lot of difference. I truly want to express our gratitude from the elite team. Thank you very much for making it the last minute. I was really hoping that we can get it done so that they'll be happy and excited. And definitely they were very happy. Thank you so much, Dr. Kwende, as well, and our FC Zakrans. Thank you for making it on Wednesday night. Yes, we had close to 150 people coming to convention, and it's definitely brought a lot of energy and excitement for the team. And I would highly encourage everybody to always use the convention, because you might not be making something now, but I promise you, every time you stop by the convention, it gives you something to want to participate, because there are different speakers all the time. There are different things that will be said, and because you're in that crossroad, you will definitely get something that will change your future, that will change the business for you. And personally, going there resells it for me, re-energizes me, remind me why I joined the business in the first place, and definitely give me something exciting to look forward to. Plus, energy rubs on you as well. Other people's excitement can also rub on you. So a lot of mistake people do is they go there and they say they're not winning, therefore they are sad. Well, that's the best place to go get a pick-me-up energy, if that makes any sense. That being said, I did come with a question myself, which I understand why that we are here. I have a question here. I would love to share my screen, but it doesn't look like it's possible. Let's see. Okay, it's not possible. Is it possible to share my screen? If it's not possible, it's okay. I probably could describe it. But for the viewers, they're probably wondering, what am I talking about? Okay. Okay. It doesn't look like it's possible.
I think Sean has...
All right. And my question is with regards to Hawaii. We're pushing very hard to also make sure that we're all hitting the Hawaii numbers. And I see there's a presidential pick, you know. And I'm always wondering what qualifies you to be picked by the president? Or how is it picked so that the ones that would like to probably get that put in their hat and hope that they get picked. What qualifies you? I just want to know that. That way we know that, hey, if we do any more, we don't get to the top whatever. Maybe we can be the one that get picked or something. I mean, you know what I mean, sir? So what qualifies you?
I don't know. I've never been picked as a presidential pick. I have no clue. Doc, have you ever been picked? Doc's never been picked as a presidential pick either.
So this is straight talk. So let me start from the bottom. So how many presidential picks usually are there?
10.
5.
Oh, 5. Okay.
How many SMD Bishop do they have? About?
500.
Oh, yeah. I'm not I don't know why.
More than 3, maybe 380.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
already right now is 255.
Okay, so Rebecca, this is my question though. Why would you want to know about the presidential pick to be 1 of 5 instead of the 1 of 4 something? Why would you be curious about the presidential pick when they give you a huge...
Elite trip. It's the elite trip.
Oh, they don't go on elite trip.
They're not supposed to pick like that.
They don't pick for elite trip.
First one, me start here.
But you get what I'm saying, though? I mean, the bottom line is, if you want elite trip, just be in the top 10 or top 15. Basically.
I'm trying.
Because the presidential pick is the presidential pick, which means there's no criteria except the president.
You just fix it.
You guys get it? They can pick for any reason. If they like you, you talk to them all the time, they like you, they pick you.
Yeah, then
Are
you
you
have
talking
to
to the
call them.
president?
So how do you call them? You do a phone to me.
No.
Okay. So don't raise your hopes so high. You're not the presidential pick. You have to be talking to the president to have a chance.
If I find
If the
you
president doesn't know you, then don't worry about it.
We've always just qualified based in day shops or base super team. So yeah, I'll just start there for sure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Because you control that.
But I know the president picks whoever they feel like, they like.
Right.
That's why presidential picks, there's no criteria except the president.
That's why I said I've never been picked off. But we've always qualified, first so I can day shop. And, I think, it's simple enough to do that way.
Yeah.
So I think, just you control that one. You can't control who the president picks.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Please let me know the dates and time
the elite trip.
and arrangement.
Just being very intentional about it.
Yeah. You're almost at SEDC, Rebecca. You'll get there.
All right, then. We'll keep doing it. Let's go. Thanks.
Miss Jimmy.
Everybody, good evening, Dr. Zach and Dr. Morgan. Thank you. My question, I have a direct question. This is about building. So if I will build 6 SMDs for the next 12 months, how many personal recruits and team recruits monthly that I have to consistently do? That's my question.
That's the math equation, Julie. You didn't do the math on that yet?
No, that's why I asked.
So if you want to be one SMB, how many licenses do you need?
10.
What's your licensing ratio?
Okay, my license right now is only 6 though. So
So if you recruit 10 people, how many of them do you get licensed?
That is very critical.
No, because if you don't know the ratios, I cannot give you the answer. You guys are asking stuff that we can actually work out. We have to understand the numbers to be able to do the numbers.
That's why I said the math equation.
Yes, if you say that you want to, like the same way we tell all of you guys, you want to have a certain level of promotion or cash flow, we can calculate that so you know exactly what you need to do. It's easy to do, but you have to know certain ratios. So if you tell me license 1 out of 10 people, for example, and you need 10 licenses, how many should you recruit? 100. If you're going to do 6 SMBs and you do the exact same thing, how many recruits should you need? 600. That's just a simple way of calculating it. You hear what I'm saying? That's how you work the numbers out, like that. Does that make sense? It's a simple thing. We have to have some ratios in place. Go and look at your previous, your current history. You can tell out of the last 20 people you recruit, how many of them got licensed. Based on that, you can project what you need to do to get to where you need to go.
Okay, so I have to check my licensing ratio.
Yes. So in the last 700 people you recruit, and out of those people recruit, how many of them got licensed? That's going to give you a licensing ratio. Right. Then based on that, you can project how many recruits you need to have. Of the people that you recruited, that you talked to, how many of them became clients? All of those determine what you need to do to get you where you need to go.
Okay.
And with that, let me add this to that, Julie. And this is good for all. That's a great question because it opened up the door for this kind of conversation, which if you once you understand your numbers, your ratios, you start looking at the business a lot differently in the sense of, Julie, if you're getting 1 out of 10, if you're recruiting 10 people and only 1 of them are getting licensed, what that tells me, I'm not saying these are your numbers, but what that would say to me is that there's a flaw in the way you're either recruiting someone or you're getting them to the beginning part of the system. Maybe we're recruiting the wrong people. So that's why you have to know the numbers because it helps dictate how you move. And if you don't know, then you just kind of keep doing the same thing, recruiting people, wondering why it doesn't work. So that's why it's like all you guys probably should look back at your recruits and say, all right, how many of them got licensed? And you were there, so you know exactly what happens. Maybe you were recruiting the wrong market. Right? Maybe you're trying to oversell them or whatever the case is. Maybe you just didn't know what you're doing, so you need to leverage. Right? So it says a lot once you know those numbers, once you know the ratios.
If you keep going to Home Depot and recruiting people, or you're recruiting nurses, for example, which group do you think are getting licensed more?
The nurses.
So you kind of have to know your market. Seriously.
So no,
As
as a follow-up question, so like if you're restarting over, you're going from the scratch now. So this is where I'm at right now. Starting over from the scratch.
Good.
So what should I do?
The same. Run the same exact basic stuff. But you're better now, Julie.
Yeah. What's that?
I said, do the same thing, but you're better at it now because you already went through it once. It's kind of like, here's an analogy I'll give you. I don't know. I grew up as a kid. I never played a lot of video games, but all of us know about video games. You play them when your kids play them, right? And if you imagine this to be a video game, and you already beat that video game once, or you beat that level, wherever it might be, once, you already have experience beating the level, so the next time you play it, you'll probably get through it faster. You guys see my point? So if you quit, though, or you just stop, or you don't play, you just want to watch, then you'll never win. So you understand, like going back in, you should be more fired up than ever, Drew, because you're better than you were the first time. But you have to be aware of some of the mistakes that you made. That's why at the end of the year, Doc and I, we do the VSEM at the end of the year. So that way you could assess what you did last year. You could look at what you need to fix and improve on. And then you put the plan in place and you get to work. And that's what it was about. So
remember we say what didn't work well, you have to do that all the time. At the end of the year, so you know what things you did correct and what you did so you can improve or keep doing things that are working. Right? Bottom line is everyone I recruit is going to quit at some point.
So should I say I have to have a double-digit recruiting in order to...
At the minimum, yes. If you don't have that, the numbers are not going to work out. That's where you have to start. Okay, you have to do double-digit recruiting for sure, for the numbers to even work. All the numbers we project, without recruiting correctly. And by the way, just understand, recruiting in my view does not mean that somebody gets a code number. You guys know what the business is about, putting people in a better financial situation, right? If somebody gets a code number and they never get licensed, do they get money?
What?
Do you override them?
What?
If they get coded, they get the license but never write a policy, do you override them?
No.
Exactly. Can you use them for your promotion? Maybe you can use them as a license for your 10. Even though they're not doing that, so at least it gives you some value if they get licensed. Does that make sense? But if you want to really move, a recruit is someone that what? You actually get them licensed and then actually go make some money and help somebody else. That's the recruit. If you don't have that, that's no recruit. In fact, nobody has joined your team unless they have a license. So some people, I have 10 recruits. I'm like, where's the license? No license, they're not even on your team to start with.
Okay, right? Thank you.
Yeah, so start by prospecting. You get better now so you can prospect more people faster. You can teach your people how to prospect better. You can teach them how to approach and contact better. So it should be easier for you to move faster right now. But you have to go back to the same basic things again over and over. It's no different.
Thank you.
Doc, we were talking about this at the SND meeting, but like I know Cherokee was talking about it in your breakout meeting too. How many of you guys actually have studied the business? Like you actually study this business, like you study in school. Like if you're a nurse, you went to nursing school and you went, for however long, and you had to go get your license as a nurse, so you had to go to school. How much time have you put into mastering this business? Like how many of you guys would say like it's all you put in all the effort in the world, you really put like buckle down and study? Can anyone admit to that?
I studied for 4 years before I took it seriously. 4.
Yeah.
And that's like I showed up to almost all the trainings. Even when I'm not serious about the business, but I was serious about getting the knowledge. So I showed up to everything. For 4 years, before I took it seriously, I had to study it, just like I was doing a PhD. And I still study even now. But I want to be an expert, so when I go to my community, they ask me stuff, I know what to say. If I was going with Zach to a client, later ask me to come my account, I have to know all the stuff still. So that when he's talking about it, I know that, I set the plan up correctly and I'm saying the right things. Right? So if you feel like this business needs to pay like an expert, then you better put yourself in a position of getting expert knowledge about the business. That's why when we walked up this morning, some of you noticed that I usually don't do that. When somebody asks a question, they say the SME, but they don't understand how a policy withdrawal affects the policy. And I'm like, that doesn't add up. Any withdrawal that you take from a policy has to impact the policy. The question is how. It's not a question of if. Does that make sense? So I was kind of really walking on like, if you SME in the business, you should know some basics about the business.
Gideon,
you can't expect to be making money when you don't know much about the business. Yes, you can get to SMD without knowing much, because usually the way we get people to SMD, we help them to get there. You can leverage someone doing presentations and all of that stuff. They split into SMD. But if you get to SMD, you better know your stuff if you want to really get to the next level. So you have to actually make time to study the business properly, read the right books, all of those things. Are we good? This company pays me $3,300 an hour. How many experts make that kind of money an hour? Do you think it's worth me studying the stuff properly? If you have something that makes $1,000 an hour, do you think they know their stuff? Who likes to get paid that kind of money here? Okay, does the knowledge that you have right now allow you to be paid like that? You guys get the picture?
That's when you sleep too, Doc. That's 3,000 still comes in. It's pretty cool.
Exactly.
But no, you put in the work. Is the point. You guys get it? So like, don't expect to have what we have if you're not willing to do what we did. You ever hear that before, guys? And but it's a lot easier now than before. Trust me. Like there weren't even books on IULs when we were coming up in the business or recruiting, nothing. So we just had to learn like what they call it, trial by fire or whatever it's called. We had to trial and error. We had to figure it out. So study. The best thing you can do here that'll pay you the most money is get good at this. Become an expert. Study, master your craft. Can we agree? Everybody look at me. Look at me. Master your craft. It will pay you a lot of money. Spend time to master your craft. You're getting paid what you get paid now because you just haven't mastered it. You're getting paid exactly, no offense, but straight talk. You're getting paid exactly what you're worth. If you don't like it, then master your craft and get paid more. You guys get it?
Yeah, one of the things I learned from Rich Tony, he said this all the time. He said this business is about people, so you have to master people. And he said human behavior doesn't change. Okay? So if you master people, you're going to do well in the business. You have to master people's psychology. That's why we change the psychology of the list, right? We should just say get the list. We say what's the psychology of the list, right? Approach and yeah, get what I'm saying? Once you start understanding the business from a human level, everything becomes easy. How do you close? You have to understand how humans respond to stuff. If somebody likes something, they're going to keep doing it. If they don't like it, they want to change it. People make decisions based on what? Emotion. You guys get it? So you have to learn human beings more. And if you can understand humans, you're going to win here. So that means you have to take some time, read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, for example. Study, don't read it, study.
That's why I say, Doctor, to learn this business, like product-wise and system-wise, shouldn't take someone more than 60 to 90 days. What takes longer is your people skills, right? And the best training you'll ever have is going to be your personal experience. So you read and then you go implement, read, implement. And then that's how you're going to learn the fastest. So people that win here fast, you think it's fast, but they're actually on the off hours, the hours that you don't see, they're the ones putting in the work. They're the ones reading the books, listening to the audios, right? Making the phone calls. And they're like, we think it's a miracle. Oh my gosh, they're just rock stars. No, they just put in the work. They simply just outworked everybody. You see that?
For 16 years, Zach and I attended most of the same meetings, okay? So when he attends meeting, take notes. I also take notes. At the end of every meeting, almost guaranteed, we sit down together. And then we compare notes. You might have gotten something wrong, I got something. We put it together, and guess what we do? Immediate action. When we put it into action, that's what we actually learn, and we see the things that don't work. This flow that you guys see about the list, all of that stuff, we studied trained on that some time back, and for some reason, it wasn't adding up. We kind of played with it, and then someday, boom, it made sense. Right? And then we implemented it and we started building the content to that. We used to train twice a week. I think it was Tuesdays and Saturdays. And Zach and I were like, why is it that we go to a job and work for somebody and you work 5 days, but when we want to be there, we only do 2 days. So we started doing daily training. And some people are like, oh, it's too much training. Now everybody's doing it. You guys get it? But you have to be willing to do the things that people are not willing to do. To get to where they're not able to get to. If you do like everybody, you're going to get exactly what everybody gets. And if that's what you want, then you really don't have to change anything because you're already doing it right now. If you want it different, you have to do something different already. We cool? Awesome. Miss Bridget.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. My question is a little bit funny, but it's serious to me. Since I've been connected to the two of you, I have seen a type of humility that I've not seen somewhere else. I am asking for myself and for a whole lot of people that are not able to say, is there a way you can bottle it and give to us? Because I want it. Dr. Zach, you're laughing at me. I'm just being real. I want it because I've seen in several different settings people that are not even close to your level. How in my culture we say something got to their head, and they roll out, they forget about everybody else. And I've watched the two of you. Honestly, I have watched you, and I am proud to say that I am under the two of you, honestly, and see how humility plays out. And we've seen in different other settings how other people act when people who are not anywhere near their level comes close to them. So it's something that I believe needs to be emulated. And I also, if at all possible, if you can bottle it, I would like to buy it. I know some other people might need it, but I'm speaking for me. It's something that is desirable. I really, that's my only question for the day. It's been in my head all morning since since the meeting we had this morning. My brain has just been like, how can Dr. Kwende be this cool?
I'm business cool, okay?
I was fuming for you, sir. I was fuming.
I've never seen Doc mad, by the way.
We kicked off this morning, Zach, but it's so good.
Yeah, I'm mad I missed that then. Shoot.
For a good reason, though.
It wasn't visible, is what I'm saying. It was not visible. But I was boiling for you.
Doc said this a long time ago, early, and he said, well, you can tell him, Doc, that we don't get paid to be emotional here.
Exactly. Right, that's so true, though. So let me give you 4 things, Bridget, that I think, I think how Zach and I relate. Does that make sense? If it makes any sense. So, first of all, I'll say that we're resolved. You guys can write it down, because once you do this, actually, let me add this one as well. Maybe kind of covers. So, number 1, we're results focused. So, when Zach and I have an issue, we're focusing on what the outcome. It's not on feelings. Does that make sense? So it's like, how do we get the best outcome or the best solution to what the issue is? So that's when we're talking. If he says something, I'm assuming that what he's trying to get the best solution. That's all that I think about. And I'm looking at it like, okay, what can I add to it to make it better? Right? So when we talk, that's the way we look at every challenge. It's always that way to start with. That's what result focus, number 1. Number 2, we have 0 ego. Okay, 0. So we're just trying to do the things that we need to do, but there's no ego in it at all. In fact, I have to give Zach credit for that, right? Because he's my upline. He has no business allowing me to do the things that I get to do with him, okay? Because he'd be like, absolutely not. So, so I'm not the one with no ego. He's the one with no ego. I just take advantage of it, okay? Okay. Number 3, we have respect for each other. Enormous respect. Okay. Number 4, we have each other's best interests at hand. I know that if something's happening, Zach will call me first. I know that for a fact. If something's going on, boom, the first person going to call is me, like, hey, what do you think? And I do the same for him, so I know that. So I have his back, he has my back. Okay? And we have genuine love and care for each other. That part is true, too. So those are some of the things that I think we have in place that make us very unique in how we operate. Now, he's SC, but he's my upline, I'm EC, but those titles don't mean jack. And sometimes that's the mistake that most people make. The highest title in the company is SMD, that's it. All those other titles don't really mean anything. Does that make sense? It's just a reflection of the size of your team. That's it. You understand? So that's kind of how we operate. We have respect for our, like, for example, let me just tell you guys this. When Zach makes let's say makes a plug for me, he puts my team logo on it. He doesn't have to do that. If he makes a shirt for me, put my team logo on the shirt that he gives me, he's supposed to be promoting his own team, but he's promoting my own team. You guys hear what I'm saying? No leader does that except him. So I have the best leader in the company. Truth.
Very true.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Doc.
Does that help you, Bridget?
Yes, yes. Notes taken.
But us, I said this about humility. Being humble isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking about yourself less. In our business, the platform that we've been given, is amazing in the sense that, you understand, like, obviously everything that Doc said, I feel the same way, but the better he does, the better I do. So that's, we have an interest to help each other win. You guys get it? So that's why you mentioned, like, the way we have to operate, and I think as a village here, we have to always remember, like, hey, we have to have each other's backs. We have to make sure we're doing everything with integrity and we have the best interests of others as well. Everyone, there's enough out there for everybody. You guys get it? There's enough out there for everybody. But I feel like true leadership isn't about staying in power or control, because then you run into issues. And, like I always say, true leadership is about empowering others. So my number one goal when Doc started was to help him win for his family. It's not about me. I'd rather put him on the pedestal. You get it? The more people I can put on the pedestal, the more they're winning, and the more I'm winning too. You get it? Doc, we talk about all the time. I didn't come here for recognition. I didn't come. It feels good. It feels good to be acknowledged. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't come here for that. You guys see, I know Doc feels the same way too, right? I didn't come here to speak on stage. I came here to get paid and get free. You guys feel the same way? That's what I'm here for.
Yes.
So all this other stuff that you see people doing is like silly stuff, trying to get people in the push.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Doc. No, so I was just saying.
Absolutely correct. Like we talk about this all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I said this earlier this morning. Some of you guys were on, but I was thinking about it. I was like, and Doc, you think about any success that we've had has been due to our attention to what's possible for other people. That's why we still do this today. Right? Doc makes, I don't know, almost $4,000 an hour. He doesn't need to be doing this anymore. But guess what? He's going to teach every one of you guys to win. So that's why we still show up. So the only way you could pay him back, because obviously financially he might not be here yet. So the only way you can pay him back is by going out there and winning. Right? So, guys. But I appreciate that, Bridge. Like, I'm glad you noticed that. And it's something like our responsibility is to be a good example of what's possible, right? And each and every one of you guys have the same responsibility to be an example of what's possible. So, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Can you repeat? Being humble is?
Isn't thinking less of yourself, is thinking of yourself less.
Powerful statement right there.
Yeah, you guys get it? Doc, it's funny because I think I don't know, even when we were broke, trying to figure out how to make $30,000 a month, we knew that at some point we were going to figure it out and we're going to win. So I don't think that doubt ever crept in our minds, right? So I think, and there's clarity on what, and this is for all you guys. Hopefully you can take something from this. There's always been clarity on where we're going to be, right? So it wasn't a question that we're going to make money or not. It was just when, right? But we knew that if we kept doing the same things and doing the right things, working together, right, doing the things that we need to do, then eventually we'll win. And honestly, if you ask me, like, we're just getting started. We're just figuring this stuff out. So it's crazy.
When all this craziness happened, we went and started the game from zero. Like, okay, let's kind of start with a few people and recreate a foundation to the business. And we know that ultimately it's going to work out. It has to. Right? So we've been patient, doing this every day as much as we can, right? Training people to understand the business the best way that we know how. And expecting that over time it's going to work out. And I can guarantee in the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to see the difference. I hope most of you are more confident right now about the business that you're in. Yes? Because the more knowledge you know, the more confident you get.
Yes.
You need to be able to know stuff so you can be confident about what you're talking about. And you can see what's possible. We good? Miss Onome, sunshine. That's why you always wear your sharp glasses.
Thank you, Bridget, for starting off my question. And I'm glad I was the one who took it off. But that was part A of my question. Another part of the question is, I love the system. I'm a system person, as you've come to know. And it's been a big deal for me to understand what this business is all about. Because once I understand it, I know how to bring it to the people that need it. I know how to ensure that no family is left behind. The little problem I'm having with my team is that majority of them don't really care about systems. They don't want to work in it. Rather, bring all the people and you do the work. And I'm like, I don't mind helping you do that, but I'm not helping you to really develop yourself, because at the end of the day, it's your business. So my question is, how can I sell the value of them learning the system? Because if they learn the system as well, it will also help them to be able to sell the business. I like the smile on your face.
I'll say something real quick and I'll let you, I know you got an answer for this too. But I'll just say this.
I need help. You
don't need help. You have one of the best problems that you can have. I wouldn't be complaining about that at all. You know how many people I wish just did that? Like if they're bringing me people and they don't want to learn the business, by the way, that's going to be the majority of your people, right? That's perfect. I just want to be right. So that's a good problem to have. That's all I want to add. That's all I want to say about that, right? Onome. So
I'm working for them. I'm forgetting myself along the way. Maybe that's why I'm complaining.
You get paid when you help them. When you help the people that they're bringing, right? You get paid too, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And you get override.
You remember we said, you realize everyone that joined the business is why. Why did you join?
Because I wanted to help people.
Make money. Make money. Make money.
Make money.
No, you do.
No, the first thing you do is to make money, and then the second thing is to help. You have to help people to make money. If you don't do that, you're not an entrepreneur. Yeah, when I started, I was interested in helping people, so I wasn't making money. But when I decided I was going to do the business, I had to make money. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, so when I started for 4 years, I was just helping people, so I was broke in the business.
I don't want that.
But when I decided I have to do the business, then I have to focus on what? On making money.
Okay.
So everyone that joins on your team, why did they join? So now I've told you the answer already.
Make money.
Good. So there are 3 types of ways to make money. All of you need to pay attention, because that's the mistake that we make all the time. The first way to make money is a split. That means a new person comes in, they go set an appointment, you guys experience, you have to go close that person and do the policy, and they get half the points. Everybody starts from there. Like Zach said, most people stay there. That means if you understand the business, that's most of the work you're going to be doing is what? Leveraging other people's people. Remember I talk about leverage? But you get to do the work. They bring all the people. You will not be complaining if you do that correctly. If you know how to close and the right policies and they bring people, you will never complain, ever. But even as those people are coming, the people that come with them also might also be interested in the business. So you're still going to recruit, but that person is not interested in the business. They just want to make what? A split. And that's perfectly cool. Now, some people don't like the split, which I hope is everybody on my team. So guess what? They're going to want to know how to do it by themselves. I'm willing to spend time to teach them how to do that. Okay? And at that point, they're not interested in building the business. They just want to be what? Independent. They don't want to split.
Yeah.
And that's all they want. You should not be forcing them to do more than what they're committed to. Out of that number, And even fewer number of people are willing to what? Build a team. Those people would give you the time of day for you to train them to what? To learn how to build a team, how to recruit and license.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those three groups of people are going to be in your business at all times.
Yeah. Very one person I have like that.
Everybody in your team is going to be one of those groups. Don't try to make the person that just wants the split to start recruiting. That's not what they came for. If you do that, they're going to run away. The person that wants to be independent, they don't need to recruit anyone. They just want to go help clients, and that's perfectly fine. So you're going to divide your time in those three groups regardless. If you master that part, your business is going to go like this. Zach did never push me. When I came in, I told him what? I'm making good money. I just want to help people. He never pushed me about recruiting and licensing. He just allowed me to go out and do appointments. I did appointments with 6 different SMDs. I talked to almost everybody in my network. You get it? But 4 years in, after I understood it myself, I told him I'm going full-time. He didn't tell me to go full-time. I didn't disclose it. I just went full-time. And then from that point, everything changed. But what if you tried to push me out period? I didn't need the money at that time.
I should have met you before I joined, but it's all right. It's okay. I'm fine. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So many people are left the business because we push them to do stuff they're not committed to do it.
I don't want to do that.
Good.
I'll be a good person. So let me rest my own then.
It stresses you out too, right? Like, write this down, guys. I need to meet people where they're at. That's it. I love what Doc says. Don't make their problem your problem. So, like, be where they're at. If all they want to do is be a split agent, that's cool. I'm going to accept them for who they are. Right? Don't try to change people.
You don't want to be broke. That's none of your business. Let them stay broke.
I don't feel responsible. That's why I say it.
Yeah. They say they love your job. The question you ask them in return is, well, would you do it for free? They'll be like, oh, well, that's a different situation. Oh, well, you don't love it that much then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Queen Esene.
All right. Thank you so much, my doctor and Honorable. You guys are the most, as he has said, the best leader I've ever seen as far as the WX is concerned. The humble, I don't know where you guys are coming from. I wish I could have a little bit. Maybe I would have gone far. But anyway, my host is very different. It's not question. It's not, it's something I want to ask Dr. Kosani, the 6D. Remember today I said I'm already... Doctor, you're already laughing. I'm on the bed on the feet. So how long will it take me to leave here and go to that deliverance? Because I want to go. I'm tired of saying that say I should be rejoicing. That's what he told me. Whoever is there rejoice. I'm tired of be rejoicing. I want to move. So how long or where to move? I need a miracle.
How long have you been in the dead end?
More than a year. I want to move.
Wait. So how long have you been in the business total?
Well, it's 4 now. 4 years.
4 years?
4 years now.
Okay. And how much are you making? What's the most income you made?
$250,000. 250. Annual income.
250K. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Outside of WFG, what do you do?
I have my own business.
Yeah. So how much are you making? By the way, how long do you have a business?
We still have it since 2009.
2009. Yeah. Okay. So at this point, you've had your business for how long?
Look at the math. It's almost 15 years.
15 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's the most money you made in any 1 year?
No, it's not. I don't make 250 then. It's personal business, right? So as a business owner, there's a way you do the taxes, that's advantage stuff, right?
Just tell me, okay, most revenue. Let's put it that way. Revenue.
Okay, six figure.
What's 6 figure? Is it 100 or 900,000?
120, maybe 120.
Big gap in between.
I know, yeah.
Let me get this straight. So for 15 years in running your business, the most money you made is 120.
No, that's my annual income. That's my annual.
The most you paid yourself is 120.
Yes.
And in this business, in 4 years, you made 250. And you're telling me in the value of despair. Who are you trying to fool?
No one.
I need to move.
Didn't you move before?
No, because I've been there too long.
Huh?
I've been there too long. I need to move.
You know how many it took me? So by the way, remember you're not doing this full time, by the way.
But I'm coming to full time now. I want to do it full time now.
Come full time, that's when the 5 year counts. The 5 year doesn't count right
now. So another 5 years.
Well, I'm just telling you what they told me. Because I was smart. When they told me 5 years full time, so remember, I was really in for 4 years. You hear me? I was doing it part time for 4 years. So they told me that if you do this full time for 5 years, you'll be financially free the rest of your life. That's 2014. That's when I went full time.
Okay. So, okay. 2026, 27, 28, 29, 31. Okay. All right. That's my case. All right.
Dr. Kwende, please, what do you mean by full time? You always say full time.
Oh my goodness.
I've always been wanting to ask.
This is only what you are doing.
Personally, I stopped everything I was doing and I did WD only for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But you studied the game.
That's what it is.
No. Let me tell you what full-time doesn't mean here. Full-time doesn't mean that you just quit your job. You get the difference? Like, just because you quit your job doesn't mean you're full-time.
So Zach and I were in the office every day. Right? We go to the office every day. I sit in the office, I make calls, whatever I have to do. If I need to travel, I travel. But I'm doing the business full time. And he told me 5 years. So I said, I'm going to give you 5 years and see what happens.
Okay. I'll rest my case.
But again, always remember that. Queen, always remember that.
Could you say it again? Full time. Definition of full time.
Well, I said it. Remember, you asked me or Doc?
Well, you're the one who said it.
Oh, I said just because you quit your job doesn't mean you're full time.
Okay.
Full time.
The work.
You gotta do the work, like, right? Do the work. So when Doc quit his job, he already studied the game. He mastered his craft. So when he came full time, he was like, all right. And we were there every day, literally every day, working together, both knocking stuff out, sharing the vision, figuring out how to put the game plans together, everything, guys. And the crazy part is this: there were other people that had the same opportunity. They might even be in the business longer than us, but the difference is, I used to say this a lot, I haven't said it in a while. If you exercise your freedoms before you're free, then you will never become free.
What?
So what's exercising your freedoms mean? Oh, I don't feel like showing up and making phone calls. I'm going to choose not to show up to this training or, Straight Talk Monday. I'm going to choose not to show up. You're exercising your freedom. You're not free yet. So you'll never get free because you're exercising the fact that you think you're free. Makes sense.
I used to get up even when I didn't have work to do. I would go somewhere. I would go to another city, go to a broke market just to train the people, even though I was not going to make any money. But I had to leave the house because I told my wife I was full time, so I had to go somewhere. So I would leave the house.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Because I understood that's what full time meant. I was working before, so I knew every day I had to go to work. So I couldn't say I'm full time and then I'm relaxing at the house. I'm not working. That's not full time. I can't just take my kids to wherever I want when I want. I have to take them when I'm free, when I'm off, like I'm going to work.
Right. like doing your laundry, just because like I see this a lot, here a lot too. Just because you went full time, you quit your job, doesn't mean you can now be free at 11 a.m. to do your laundry.
Oh man.
You guys good? Yeah.
Commitment.
Yeah. So full-time mates, okay? Awesome. Mr. Ty.
What's up, Ty?
Hey, what's going on, brothers? Thank you so much once again for all that you do. Great week in Vegas. Really appreciate everything. Okay, so my question coming out of convention, I put a spotlight on myself with coaching my team. Where I'm at right now is I got to build SMDs. We got a few pop out. We should have our third come out this month. But I've been examining my own coaching style. And I know everybody has a coaching style, how they do it. Rich is a little bit more rough, you could say. That, Ed's probably a lot more in your face, and I'm looking at myself and the things that I need to get better at, and creating an environment where leaders can grow. So I'm asking you guys, coaching style. Did you guys, especially in the beginning, maybe not now because I know you guys have a huge hierarchy, I know you still have a big shop, but coaching style, did you look to keep people accountable? And if you did, how did you do that? How was your coaching style? Was it like, they need to report to you every week what's happening, calls, how in your face were you? Were you with different people in your face, or was it everybody? Or how? That's what it. Because I'm looking at myself, and I'm a leader. I'm a lead by example type of leader, right? I'm not afraid to do the work and discipline myself. And you need to watch me follow what I do. I'm not necessarily the person that's necessarily going to be in your face. Because I would figure that you want it as bad as I want it. And if you don't want it, then it's just like, what am I going to do, right? Doc, you were here at my retreat, and you saw when I brought up those SMDs. Remember when we did that game, and I brought up all the people that had the potential to be SMDs, and they had to convince the leaders they were going to be the first SMD to pop out. Out of that group, Doc, only one's popped out yet, right? Only one. One's coming next month, but I just feel like maybe I need to change or grow or do something a little bit different or not. So I'm just wondering that what's like from you guys, your style in maybe systems or structure that you used in accountability and moving people, or is it just that I need to find more motivated people like me and move from there? I don't know. So that's my question.
Great question. Doc, you want to take a swing first?
So when I started, obviously I don't know what I don't know, right? So I'm very coachable. So the Doc says, hey, you have to show me, I show up, like that. So I'm doing everything he's asking me to do, right? So then when I have my people, I'm also trying to get them to do the exact same thing that I'm doing. I'm introducing them to my leaders and trying to encourage them to what? Overlap leadership if necessary, because I know people don't connect to everybody the same way. Make sense? But my focus was this. I have to learn the most that I need to learn. I'm going to teach anybody that comes into my team everything that I know, and then let them go learn the rest. Okay? So that's my mindset. Everything I know, I want them to know everything I know, and then I want them to go learn more if they have to. So my point is to teach them and then get out of the way. Because sometimes we slow our teams down by us trying to be knowing everything that they know. I just teach them everything I know, and then I get out of the way and let them move. If they need me, then they're going to ask. If they don't, it's perfectly fine. So if my new people were like, hey, I need you to come to Maryland, I need you to come to Boston, I will go there just to help them out. But once they start moving, I don't have to be in their way at all. A lot of us, a lot of time we stall our own growth by trying to be on top of the team. You see what I'm saying? You want them to copy exactly what you do. I don't want them to copy exactly what I do. I want them to do everything I do, and then I want them to be creative a little bit because they can figure out things that I don't know. And that's normally how I build the team that I have. Is like what I teach them everything I know, and then I get out of the way. If they need me, they can find me. If they don't, it's all good. Right? So that kind of did that for me too. It's like, even though we work every day, for example, my BPM presentation was never exactly the same like his, and we never talked about it. Like, it's not an issue. Can you close? Yes. Can you make some money? Yes. That's it. You get it? So that's the power of what we had, and we still have that today. You understand? And then we're also creative in the way. We're always thinking, Zach and I always put plans together, right? Because this is the issue, Zach, with working on the business and in the business. We even did it even when we didn't understand it. We're always thinking, how do you form a new office in a new city? Who needs to be in the office? What do they need to know? We're thinking about that and writing that down already when we move into our own office. And everything we did for training is like, can we have somebody duplicate this? Kind of. Right, that's the mindset we had even when we moved together into our own office. We're thinking like that right from the start. And we knew it was going to take some time. This idea of Zoom that you guys are on Zoom right now, Zach and I were looking for tablets because at the time, there was no PowerPoint, so we had to draw everything on a piece of paper. So we're looking for tablets that somebody could be on the other end, and you're going to draw the harmony grows, all of that stuff so they can see, because there was no PowerPoint, okay? And then boom, Zoom came. So then guess what? We had to do PowerPoint slides. That's something I did in my corporate job. So I started doing slides. We're training slides on Zoom. But most people didn't understand the power because we were looking for stuff to access people out of state. When Zoom came, it made sense to us already. Because we're already looking for tablets. Because you remember we didn't have PowerPoint. So you can even do like training like that. But once we started getting the tools, we started pushing everybody on the team to master it. Then everything changed. So we've always been looking ahead all the time, but also letting people to grow. I don't know if you want to answer, but that's kind of how I saw the business.
Yeah, I mean, Ty has a really good question. And I think everyone has that in, like, as far as it's probably in everyone's mind right now, it's in the back of your mind, whether you consider yourself a leader or not. Each and every one of you guys are a leader to some capacity. Now, if you've embraced it, then great. Because at that point, then you could grow from wherever you start from. But my style, Ty, I've never been like, I don't know. There's some people that frustrate you because you probably want them to win more than they want to win themselves. And I've learned just not to get tied up in it with them. Makes sense? So again, like going back to what I said earlier, meeting them where they're at, the right ones will come. But like exactly what Doc said, just teach them. My only responsibility is to be a good example and teach you everything that I can. And then I'm okay if you go somewhere else because you feel like you need to learn more. I want that because I want to know, how do we create the best team? How do we create, think about it. Doc brought to the table a lot of different skill set and talents that I didn't have. But together as a team, guess what? It worked out. You guys see that? He brings what he brings to the table. I can bring what I bring to the table. And as partners, we could build this thing out. And that's with each and every one of you guys. So, I think, my style has always been, I never give up on people, right? And they might give up on themselves, but I'm not going to give up on them. But that doesn't also mean that I need to push them, right? Because I think, like Doc said, I don't like, if they don't want it, then that's fine, right? It's not, I feel bad for their families. And all of us have had someone that probably quit, to be honest with you. I spent a lot of time with some people and then they quit. And I'm like, I don't even feel bad for them. I feel bad for their kids. I feel bad for their spouse, for the future generations that could have benefited from the efforts. But they weren't tough enough mentally to get through some of the stuff. And that's fine. It is what it is. I'll tell you this, though. Everyone that left, Doc, we were laughing about this in Vegas. Everybody that left, I can almost promise you, they're not doing better. Like, most of them went back to their jobs, right? Most of them tried some other, whatever else, some small little thing here and there. They're not doing better. And I can also tell you this much. Most of them are stuck with where they were at, like maturity, leadership, identity-wise. Most of them were stuck exactly where they were at when they left here. They didn't grow at all. So if someone doesn't really understand that aspect of this business, or being around us and our style and the way we try to do things, I don't hate them. I just move on. You get it? So I work with people that want to work with me. That's how it comes. So to help them get to SMD, Todd, to answer your question specifically, the right ones will show up, right?
if all I do is show them everything I have, really at that point, all they like, even with the SMGs that you popped out, or Doc, I know for me, but SMGs I popped out, I didn't have to do much because they already decided in their mind that they wanted to do it. So I'm just basically helping them cheer. I'm a cheerleader, right? I'm kind of giving them guidance because I already taught them everything that they need to know, and they just have to get to work at that point. You guys get it? So, good question, though, Ty.
Maybe a problem. Yeah. It's Grace Omaichi, if I say your name correctly. Grace. Himself.
Yes, Dr. Fonde and Mr. Zach, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to join this group. And since I started, it's been a game changer for me. And I'm seeing a lot of improvement in my team. But I still have a question. How do you vent out when you're overwhelmed and exhausted? Because I'm ND and I have people like 9 license, and some of them they want to be fulfilled. Some of them want to run on their own, but it's every day. Like since today, I've not rested from 8 o'clock till now. I'm on my computer on my team trying to go out and prospect, calling people. I'm exhausted.
So you want to vent out?
So yeah, how do you cope when you feel so? Even after this meeting, one of them said I have to help her to write 2 policies. Yes, I'm not sleeping tonight.
Good.
Even though I'm tired, I still have to, right? So how do you cope with exhaustion?
So Grace, let me ask you a question. Are you complaining or are you bragging? Which one is it?
I'm not complaining. I'm so grateful to God, but
I'm kidding.
I
I'm
still
kidding.
have my challenges. I still have my challenges because some people that I called today, they don't care. I've got the solution and the answer from what you just said, Mrs. Zach, because people's gonna do what they want to do, but that will not discourage me. Tomorrow is a new day. I keep pushing.
Yeah.
So,
I hear you though. I hear you.
yeah.
I don't know. I'll tell you what
But
I do.
I'm exhausted.
You know what I do? I go to sleep, get a good night's rest, maybe go watch a movie, and then I'm back on it the next day. That's what I do.
Thank you.
You can't get
Thank
exhausted
you.
yet. The work's never done.
So tomorrow is another day.
Miss Grace, when I was in corporate, right, in senior management, one of the senior leaders told me that, how come you never get mad? And I'm saying, you know what? When I reread my contract, and there's no way that says I have to get mad to get paid. Right?
And again,
says that you don't need to vent. It's not, people are putting into work, that's what you want. You just have to manage your time better, maybe. Right? Manage your energy. The more people you train right now, the more work you put in right now, it's going to compound for you later. Yeah. Right? A lot of people are looking to have activities like you have right now. So don't take it the wrong way. If your team is keeping you busy, then do as much as you can, knowing that if you treat them correctly, guess what? Over time, it's going to compound. You don't have to do as much. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So you should celebrate what you have right now. If they're making you busy, then stay busy. But over time, you have to make it so that you don't have to be doing the stuff all the time yourself. Yeah.
That's why they have the Hawaii contest, Grace. So you qualify for that. Maybe you can go relax there. And it's paid for, free vacation. Sound good? So it'll be worth it.
And my next level is to push to those academic level of people, but I need leverage with them. I got a couple of them online, but I don't want to deal with them.
Bring them. You want to deal with them, the training or closing them. What is the issue?
Like talking to them. There's one Dr. Mr. Ademola helped me. We talked to him. He is a professor and all this and all that, and he questioned him so much. So he told me he need books. I sent him 2 books. He's reading it. But each time I try to get back the appointment so we can follow up, he said, "Oh, I have some research to do.
So
I
you
don't
think
know
that
how
the
to follow him
professorship?
up."
Wait, Grace. You think the professorship is working so well? He's having time to read books on your stuff.
He requested books. I sent him books
You are
from
the one
Amazon.
you are falling for the stuff that is, yeah, but you are falling for it. I tell them, hey, you know what? I can give you books to read, but guess what? Just reading books is not going to save you. You already do a lot of research right now. How come you still want to talk to me? You already read a lot of books. Ask them, like, you're afraid to challenge them. Tell them you already read a lot of books right now. How well is that working for you? Me giving you more books is not going to save your life.
Okay.
It's a delay tactic, Grace. It's a delay tactic.
I'm thinking how I can bring him back for another appointment.
Tell him this. If you want to be broke, it's none of your business, okay? Don't.
So some of you guys have heard this before, but you guys know who Dr. Phil is, right? Personality versus practitioner. And most people that come from academia, they're practitioners, right? So Dr. Phil, psychologist, right? But he got paid millions and millions of dollars a year because he had a TV show, right? I can promise you there are better psychologists out there, but they didn't have the personality. So guess what pays you more? Being a practitioner or being a personality? Which one pays you more?
Personality.
Exactly. So if you gotta tell Professor so-and-so, we gotta work on your personality, dude, because this whole practitioner stuff ain't working.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Thank you.
Kind of, not really. That's a conversation though. I would, it's like once that light bulb goes off though, then it's like, oh, okay, wow, I get it. You see that?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the top of the hour, then we're going to stop. That's 2 solid hours, by the way. Okay. So Ms. Trudy, go ahead.
Yeah, so thank you very much. My question actually is, I've heard Dr. Quinde, you always keep saying that you studied this business 4 years. And anytime, for me, anything you keep repeating, I have a different meaning to it. I really want to understand exactly, because you always keep repeating, it's like you studied the business for 4 years. So my question is exactly what is it that you were really looking into? And, is this something we can also start doing right now? That's my question.
What did I study for 4 years? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, you said it took you 4 years. You really studied the business for 4 years. Yes.
She wants the syllabus, Doc. She wants the syllabus.
You understand? So there was a system at the time where you come to the BPM twice a week. Okay. We came once during the week and once on Saturdays. And then I had to go to the field. Okay. So I had to put people in front of Zach. So he put me with 6 different SMDs trained me, including Zach. So that means I was telling you appointments for all these people. Okay. So I went to everybody in my market to have them sit down with somebody. I showed up to all the BPMs, all the trainings. They had elite circles. You hear what I'm saying? I was just like involved in everything that they were doing. Okay. And just trying to understand a little bit more. They told me, for example, when I started, they said, WFG had a very bad reputation online. But when they told me that, I went and actually read the complaints that they were on. The first thing that they told me when I joined was that you need to have a license. That's the first thing they told me. When I read through the complaint, all of it, none of the people had a license. I'm like, these guys are idiots, right? So I kind of understood that they were saying stuff that didn't make sense, but people were not reading. They just read the top line and then they stopped. But I'm a researcher, so I researched. So the more I did, the more I understood that there was value to it. But I was actually going in and studying the stuff. If they say, or whatever, I actually went and read the stuff and understood the product a little bit more. Make sense? So I was really trying to get the gist of it. So all these stuff, people come and say, they say, if I take money, it doesn't affect my. I'm like, where are you getting that from? Because when I started, before I took the business seriously, I already knew those things. If they say index, there are 3 types of index strategies. Okay. So also remember, I had a security license as well, so I learned even a little bit more. We talk about dollar cost averaging. People kind of go like, "Oh, just put a lump sum once a year." It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. If you understand, you hear what I'm saying? So there are little things that you actually learn and understand. When people tell you something, they tell you, "Oh, never is the devil." I'm like, you guys are the devils, right? If you say that, okay, because you have to understand it. But I took my time to actually learn the stuff, so people cannot just tell me stuff like that. Why? Because my background, I had to know the stuff that I was talking about in my regular job. I can't just go talk to a doctor and not understand what I'm saying. I make devices you put in people. I have to understand what I'm doing. That was my background. So I made the time always to really understand the stuff I was doing before I told someone about it. But maybe that's from my background, right? So I was really taking the time to just learn the stuff as much as I can so that when I go to my community, I know what to say and I'm confident about what I'm saying. And because I wasn't interested in the business for real, so I still did the stuff because I'm like, if I'm going to go tell people, I need to know what it is. And so every time people gather, I always try to talk to them about it. So I had to master it. I started going out of state when I went full-time. So guess what? In my mind, I had to be the expert when I went to my team out of state. So I need to know everything. Zach was not coming with me, so I have to ask him every question before I go. Okay, I have to know everything before I leave. I'm just saying what I actually had to do for those 4 years, okay? So I started making a little bit of money on the side, but after 4 years of understanding, it was me understanding what OPT and OPM. I was like, man, my job will never take me anywhere. And this opportunity can give me OPT and OPM. Then I went full-time. But at least I understood the system and the rhythm, right? I knew I had to show up to everything. It's a system, okay? There's a big four that I have to master. There's a BPM system, and then there's big events. I went to all the big events every time. So that's what I had to study. Does that help?
Yes, very much so. Thank you so much, Dr. K.
Welcome.
Let me add, I was going to add this too. Like, here's the reality is like, most of you guys know what you need to get better at. Can we agree? Like maybe it's, let's talk about it. Like prospecting, people skills, general activity, phone calls, maybe speaking on stage, public speaking, maybe it's product knowledge. You guys get it? You know, deep down, like, you know what you have to get better at. So just like make a list and intentionally fix it, right? Fix the things, like get to work. So you're studying that, right? Because think about it. Some of you guys are strong in certain areas, but you don't want to be a one-trick pony. Like you have to shore up your weaknesses here in order to exceed greatness, right? So if you literally make a list and say, all right, well, week one, it won't take you forever to even do it. But I think because we don't approach it that way, we kind of just go in circles, right? So if your thing is like, I'm not good on the phones, well, there's a book. What was the one Charity said, Doc? I remember sending them this audio, Icebreakers. It's an audio book, right? And it's a great audio book. So if you need to work on like, hey, how do I go out there and talk to people? Listen to the audio. Make sense? So study, like how many guys have you read the actual illustration? Like Path Life, Transamerica, Nationwide, they constantly are doing like training courses. Like, have you actually joined those, or are you waiting for someone to tell you how to do it? You guys see that? So I just think, a lot of us just got to be completely honest with ourselves and say, all right, well, if I want to win, I need to shore up my weaknesses, and I need to get very honest, brutally honest, and say, all right, I need to invest time and go do this stuff. I need to go study. I need to read the books. I need to listen. And if you map it out, it won't take you, like most of you guys are very experienced, so it won't take you more than 3 or 4 months to get really good at this business. Does that make sense? So,
thank you very much.
No problem.
We have 2 more, and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah, 2 more.
Miss Peggy.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kwende. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here. So my question is, How do you guys see if somebody want to engage on the online to take the product online and engage the business from social media? Let me put it that way. Because at one moment, I'm scared that when you go to the social media, you get a lot of the backlash, the negativity from people talking about it. But I just want to ask, how do you guys see now is a social media age, and you feel like you want to get the market from the social media? How do you feel about it? If somebody want to approach that environment?
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
How do I feel about using social media to get into new markets?
Yeah.
Got it. I mean, I think if you can use everything you can to your advantage, right? I think I personally haven't been the greatest at doing it personally, so I'm probably not the best to speak on it, but I know a lot of people have. But the one thing that you can't bypass, and this is what I see people making a mistake on, is there's no relationship there. Our business is built on relationships. Can we agree? Trust and credibility. So you got to ask yourself, like, hey, how much trust and credibility have you established with this person that you're trying to bring in and show them what you're doing? You guys see that? So that's the one thing I see, like, the only issue. Doc, I don't know if you probably, if you agree with that or not, but like that part takes the longest, right? To establish that trust and credibility. And you can leverage and so forth, but the reality is, like, I think it's easier running the system that way that we've ran it for the last 17 years for me. Like, I know this, if I sit with you and we explain to you the psychology of the list, I work with you on what I'm looking for from that list. We show you how to go and make that phone call, how to set up an appointment so we can go talk to them. And then, like, honestly, I've never had to go that route because I know how to run the system. Does that make sense? So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not familiar with the social media stuff. I just run the system the way I've learned it, and it's worked for me this whole time, right? I recruit Ty. I sit down with him, show him what we do so he understands. He's confident on what we do. He's comfortable. He gets it. Hey, Ty, is there anyone that you know that might be open to hearing this stuff? Yeah, let's start here. Boom, boom, boom. I might only have 5 or 10 people on that list, but guess what? Those 5 and 10, I'll turn to another 5 and 10. The next 5 and 10, next thing you know, a month later, I have 100. I got 200 people now. See that? So in my opinion, it works faster when I stay in the hot market and I'm dealing with trust and credibility. It takes too long to try to build that when I'm just meeting people here and there. You guys get it? Not saying it can happen. I'm just saying, like, I would prefer to talk to a best friend, a brother, sister, mom, dad, husband, wife, than some random person I don't even know. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Personally, yeah.
So Peggy, this is my channel with social media. Obviously, someone like me, I'm not very good at it. But what I also understand is that human nature doesn't change necessarily. Okay, when on social media, let's say you're on Zoom, on Facebook, and you're seeing somebody's profile all the time, don't you feel like you know the person?
Yeah.
But do you really know them?
No.
No, you don't. So it gives you some false sense of confidence about whether you know somebody or not.
Mm-hmm.
Being on social media makes sense. But if you think about it, from my understanding, human nature, people like to interact with people that they kind of know somehow, or they know through someone. So the trust and credibility, like it's talking about, is key to this business itself. And then people want to know that they're talking to an expert as well when it comes to knowledge, right? Yep. So even if you use social media for prospecting, you still have to follow the rest of the system.
Yeah,
which is you get a prospect, but you still have to do what? Make them a friend.
Build a relationship.
So it's going to take some time to build a relationship regardless. Okay. And if you skip those steps, it's still not going to go very well. By the way, I'm asking you right now, how many people do you have in the team right now that you came to social media?
No.
I don't have any either. Zach, how many do you have serious people that came to social media?
0.
Some people get dozens of people, don't get me wrong, but me, I've not been very successful at it, right? But even if I did, I'm still going to follow the process. You get a name and number, which is prospecting. You still have to what? Create a friendship so you can build trust and credibility before you introduce a business to them. We used to go on the street and just go to the mall and start prospecting people. You look like you want to make some more money, right?
None of them worked out.
I never worked out.
No.
We call it a prospecting blitz.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And then the last question from Miss Mila Dosumo. Miss Mila, good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Kwende, and good evening, Honorable Zach Rance. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm not sure we have any such gathering where we can be with leaders and ask candid questions and get straightforward answers. So not taking this lightly or for granted. I have two questions. My first question is very simple. It's just me. I'm curious to know how you make your choice of carriers to use for your clients. What determines your choice of what carrier to use for particular clients?
I'm glad you stopped at one question, right? Because I used to be super smart. I thought you were going to ask back to back questions.
I'm going to let you answer one, then go to the next.
So Zach, go ahead. How do you choose carrier?
One, a part of the reason why you guys have to become experts at this is because once you know more about products and how they work, different providers, you'll know what will be the best fit for that client. It's going to depend on their situation, also what they're looking for. For example, if they're looking for more insurance, Nationwide has a good product where you can kind of stack the insurance side as IUL. You can stack the insurance side a little bit heavier to where it's not as expensive, right? Trans has a good product when it comes to living benefits, right? PAC has one, if it's funded correctly, the cash value side, the accumulation side, right? So it just depends. So that's going to come with experience, to be honest with you. That's how I determine it personally. I run, whenever I sit with a client, I try trans first, but then if it's not the right fit, then that's why we have other providers, right? And I have, PAC Life, I have Nationwide. There's so the other, Trump has other stuff that, you could go through as well. So it's relative to the situation. It's hard to say, why do I choose this or that? But honestly, most people just need some protection, which the product is what they need. They need a term LB, right? And then a lot of people, they also need some, to put some money aside to start saving. So that's the IUL. So if it's structured correctly, and if you're doing the process the right way, it will kind of dictate what provider you use. So everyone gets an FNA. You gotta do a plan for everybody. You can't skip steps. You guys get it?
Thank you.
Yeah. So what I'm going to add to that is this: you have to, in my view, have a primary carrier for each product line that they offer.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you do IUL, you probably want to pick Transamerica, for example, as your primary person. I master everything they do, and they have a secondary one like Nationwide or PAC Life, depending on who you are talking to. Right? Because PAC, for example, Transamerica probably has the cap, but it doesn't have a spread or whatever. Okay. So you kind of want to have a company that has a bit of flexibility like that. But if I'm talking to a business owner that their income is variable, then I want to know which company has the lower minimum no lapse, so that if they get into trouble, they can still keep the policy. Nationwide is better at that. Those are some nuances you have to understand about who to share the client with. If I'm doing FIA, my primary person is what? Athene. Why? Because I like the product that they offer. So I master those ones, and then I can do a secondary one. But you have to have your primary provider that you master what they offer, and then have a secondary one. But don't try to do 5 different companies. You're not going to know anyone very well, in my view. Right? So if you're doing term, if term is a cost of living benefits, then you have to get a primary company to do your term policy. Maybe term LB, for example. You get what I'm saying? So for each category of product, you have to know who you pick and why, and they have a secondary one to supplement that. If you do that, your offering will be very simple. The IULs are not that different from each other if you think about it. In terms of performance, they're really not. Make sense? Whether it's some Transamerican, Nationwide, Pacific Life, they might have some features that are a bit different, but generally in terms of performance, they're not that different in my view at all. So you can't really go wrong, but you have to master one so you really have the insight, and then have a secondary one. But don't try to start to learn every one of them. It's too many products and too many variations to really master what you're offering to a client, in my view.
You go crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. My second question is a little nuanced. So I recently recruited a young gentleman who's studying
Young
here.
is how young?
24.
Send them back to work.
Yeah. They're not ready yet.
To be an agent?
Give me the experience. Continue. Let's pretend I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
That kind of like negates every other thing I wanted to say. So I'll just take
Somebody can learn
your
from it.
advice. I'll just take your advice and run with it.
No, what you say? Because a lot of people
we didn't tell you why we said that, but what
all right. Okay, so very young, quite young and very smart. He got his license within a few days and all of that. Very fired up. But then I get to find out that he doesn't have the right kind of visa. I thought he had a green card, but he's actually here on an H-1B. So I was like, what's the best way forward with this person? Return their money or what? He still wants to do it, the business and all of that. That's my question.
License?
What did you say?
He has a license, right?
Yes, he got his license.
He realized they can do the business.
Oh, okay. Even without the right kind of visa?
Who said he couldn't do the business? Him or the company?
He doesn't have a green card yet. He's here on the student visa.
If he gets a license, then he can do the business. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because that's what I'll be afraid of, whether they can give him a license or if they give him a license, then he's good.
He passed, but we haven't gone further.
So that's the part you have to go and check, though. That's what I'm saying. If you got a license, then you'll be good.
Yeah.
But just so you know, if somebody's below 28, I don't talk to them.
Why, sir?
There's something called macho. Okay. Macho means stands for what? Married. Age above 28. Why? Because at 28, you've probably finished while you work for a while, so you understand how the real world works. Children, if you have children, you're more concerned, right, about stuff differently. Homeowner, if you own a home, you know how the system works. You have an occupation. So out of those things, what does a 24-year-old have?
He has an occupation. Is
he married?
He's not married.
Does he have children? Does he own a home?
No.
Okay, you're gonna find it very hard to get them to commit to anything.
What if they are really committed? Like
there's exceptions.
Yeah. We cannot be a business exception if you're going to be exceptionally broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be an exception. That's cool, but like I said, I wouldn't focus on that. I think about like this. Look, at 28 years old, they just haven't had enough life experience to be disappointed yet.
24, yeah.
At 24, sorry, at 24. Anything, yeah, usually under 28. By the time I was 28, I knew for a fact I did not want to work corporate anymore. So I was willing to do anything it took. I didn't have, right, no kids. I wasn't married yet, but I knew I didn't want to work corporate. I had a home, right? So, yeah.
I had a PhD at 25 and I started working. I was fired up about my job. Nobody could tell me anything. Because I went and did my degree, so I had to make the degree work. So you couldn't come and tell me anything at that point. See what I'm saying? But after like 3-4 years, reality sets in. Is like, oops, this thing is not going to work out. But before then, they pumped up about what they just studied. So you can tell them anything, they're not listening. Because they have to test what they work for to see if it works.
Sure. Thank you so much.
We call those projects, and projects take time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Anyway, we've gone 6 minutes past 2 hours, right? So hopefully you guys got some value out of this. Yes or yes?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yes. Awesome. Listen, I want you guys to unmute and thank my boss.
Oh, yes.
Thank
Yes.
you,
Thank you,
Thank
Honorable.
you,
Thank
Thank you so much.
You're running over.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We are grateful.
Thank
We are
you.
appreciate.
Thank you, Honorable.
We have
Thank
to begin now. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're allowed to blush.
Thanks, Doc.
Time well spent. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, good. So go win. That's the best thing.
Best challenge.
Yeah, that's the best thank you is the word. You have to go win. Are we good? Like
Yes,
seriously.
sir. Thank you
We have
very
some
much.
5 minutes and then we will know for sure. Okay, thanks every one of you for being on. We always try to be straight. Hopefully we didn't kind of, mess around, right? We wanted to get the truth about the business. At least our truth, the way we understand it. Okay. Hopefully we're straightforward and honest. But please, make sure you go master the business, master what we do, so we can really help people the right way. We good?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Zach, I'm going to give you the last word. Thank you.
All right. I appreciate you, Doc. I mean, just even it's 10 o'clock out there in Dallas right now where Doc is. So thank him for staying up late. And I think I saw Adele on too and her as well. And, I think it's really cool that, at the level that they're at, they're still willing to give time. So, I'll say the same thing. Thank Doc too, but we're trying to get off here. So send him a text and thank him. But then he's trying to go to sleep. So maybe just thank him about showing up tomorrow morning. Fair enough. So anyways, hey, Doc, I appreciate you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys on. Like Doc said, hey, let's get to work. Put this into play. That's it. And let's go win, guys. All right.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Signing out.
See you guys.